him more than all the world. He gave his little daughter the most beautiful jewels, the finest bonbons, and the most rare and delicious fruits. Blondine was very happy. One day it was announced to the king that all his subjects demanded that he should marry again in order to have a son who should reign after him. He refused at first, but finally yielded to the pressing desires of his people, and said to his minister Léger, "My dear friend, my subjects wish me to marry again, but my heart is so sad because of the death of my cherished Queen Doucette, that I cannot undertake the task of seeking another wife. Go then, my good Léger, and find me a princess who will make my sweet Blondine happy. Go, I ask for nothing more. When you have found a perfect woman, you will demand her hand in marriage and conduct her to my court." Léger set off immediately, visited many courts, and saw innumerable princesses, ugly, humpbacked, and wicked. At last he arrived at the kingdom of the monarch Turbulent, who had a lovely daughter, bright, winning, and apparently good. Léger found her so charming that he asked her hand in marriage for his King Benin, without sufficiently inquiring into her real character. Turbulent was enchanted at the prospect of getting rid of his daughter, who was jealous, proud, and wicked. Also, her presence often interfered with his excursions for pleasure with the chase and with various entertainments at the palace. Without a moment's hesitation, he acceded to the Prime Minister's request, and he returned with the princess to the kingdom of the good Benin. The Princess Fourbette was accompanied by 4,000 mules loaded with the jewels and wardrobe of the charming bride. King Benin had been apprised of their approach by a courier, and went forward to receive the Princess Fourbette. He found her beautiful, but he noted the absence of the mild and attractive expression of the poor lost Doucette. When Fourbette's eyes fell upon Blondine, her glance was so cruel, so wicked, that the poor child, who was now 3 years old, was greatly terrified and began to weep bitterly. "What is the matter?" said the king. "Why does my sweet and sensible Blondine weep like a bad little girl?" "Papa, dear papa," cried Blondine, throwing herself into the arms of the king, "do not give me into the hands of this princess. I am afraid of her. Her eyes are cruel." The king was much surprised. He turned so suddenly towards the Princess Fourbette that she had no time to control herself, and he perceived the terrible glance with which she regarded the little Blondine. Benin immediately resolved that Blondine should be wholly separated from the new queen, and remain as before under the exclusive protection of the nurse, who had taken care of her, and who loved her tenderly. The queen thus saw Blondine rarely, and when she met her by chance, she could not wholly dissimulate the hatred she felt for her. About a year from that time, a daughter was born to the Queen Fourbette. She was named Brunette, because of her dark hair, which was black as the raven's wing. Brunette was pretty, but not so lovely as Blondine. Moreover, she was as wicked as her mother. She detested Blondine, and played all sorts of cruel tricks upon her, bit her and pinched her, pulled her hair, broke her toys, and tore her beautiful dresses.